It's Pikachu! Or Charizard! And Eevee! Hello there! To perhaps the most chaotic start to a stream. Welcome. Come on, come all. For the announcement of Lego Pokemon. Even with the rumours, not something I was particularly interested in 2026. I don't think I'm surprised, honestly. I don't think I'm surprised with the prices of the Lego sets. Lego prices and Pokemon prices have combined to make this expensive baby of a set of three sets. And I don't actually know the prices off by heart. I know Pikachu is over 100 quid. Eevee is the cheap one. I'm happy with that. Eevee is my favourite Pokemon. Just in case you were curious and haven't heard me say it a million times, Eevee is my favourite. And the big three I know is over £100, but I don't know how much. I mean, given that Pikachu's nearly 200, we're probably talking about it can't be nearly 600, can it? Anyway, this is episode 2. Hello there, welcome Moon, of Breaking Down with Mouldie. Hopefully we don't break down live on stream, but if we do, I guess it lives up to its name. This is a almost like a podcast style live stream where I will be breaking down a set today. I've got the rest of the Dark Falcon to break down, and I decided that this was a horrid way of sorting the Lego, so I'm going to be rearranging it and trying to get it at least in piles of its bricks so that I can put them away after the stream, which is kind of what these streams are meant for. A few hours of breaking down parts and a few hours of them putting away whilst we talk about interesting topics like the price of Lego sets. Originally, this was going to be aimed at, the new Smart Play sets. We've already kind of touched on that in episode 1, and we had already touched on that beforehand anyway. So we're staying away from Star Wars and the new sets coming out in March, and instead taking a look at the new Pokemon sets coming out in February, which is a bit early. We have this Pikachu here, £180. Oh, what? It's got a Pokeball, which is a pretty good design. There is a trailer as well. I won't be watching that on stream because it will probably get us claimed like our Batman Lego series. I don't think it's bad. I think it's good. It's expensive. So's Mario. So's Star Wars. So's a lot of IPs that go to Lego because they know it can make the money. They know there are people earning potentially millions that will literally gobble all of these up, but also a lot of us that will save up to pick up the one set we want. If you love Pikachu, this is a really good display piece. I like what they've done with the Pokemon sets. We've also got the Venusaur, Charizard and Blastoise. Their prices aren't listed, so I actually have no idea how much this big one is. And then Eevee we had a little look at, and that's £55. There are 2 sets as well that I didn't look at in the video. So any of you coming to this stream from the video will get a bonus look at an insider exclusive and a gift with purchase that is meant to be up for pre-order. So apparently you can pick up 4 out of the 5 right now. £55 for Eevee. It's £587. That don't look bad face value. What does look bad is this is like a £20 creator 3-in-1. It's the same problem actually. Before we get too into it, I'm hoping this will be more of a discussion and less of a me ramble. I'm already an insider. Get out of here. It reminds me of the £35 Marie, maybe a little bigger. What do you think? We've got, how big are the legs? That's 2 studs, 4 studs, by about 5 studs for the bulk of the leg. Okay, there's an extra stud. It's 4 studs by 6 studs for the thigh, rather than 4 by 5. So they're a little bigger than Marie, but then again Marie isn't far off. We've got Simba. Simba is not that Simba, that's a big Simba. This Simba isn't far off Marie, $17.99 retail. And also Playful Cat playful cat, singular. Good thing it deleted that S. And there's also a playful dog. There we go. Playful dog. That one's a bit simpler. That's 25. Hold on, isn't this 20? Playful cat. Maybe the front arms are lacking. So it's built out a bit more. Is expensive. You have to pass on a moon. Hello there, Mark. Welcome. The large set is about $650 US. It's no good beating around the bush. What is that in pound? 580. I mean, it's a display, isn't it? You got Charizard flying over the top with Technic shoved up his butt. What? You know what? The less we talk about that, the less we think on that, the better. You've got Blastoise, who seems to be standing up sort of Bowser style, and Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. It does look good. Is the Pokemon page up yet? Because last I checked, this wasn't even a page. When the video was recorded that I put out yesterday, this hadn't even been put up and the Lego site was already crashing. It's nice that they've got their elements in there as well. Charizard has the fire, Venusaur has the plants, and Blastoise has a nice wave crashing on a rock. Blastoise being a water type, not a rock type. But I guess they couldn't have him half submerged, or them half submerged. I like the way they've built them. You've got the material for Charizard's wing, but I still think they're expensive. It is locking it behind a massive paywall. That is a collector's item only. There's no affordable sets. There's a decent set. I wouldn't say this is affordable, not if you're buying any other Lego sets, but you know, if you're just picking up Eevee, that's not bad. There's some printed parts that cut really close to the sides there. I wonder if the eyes are going to be spaced any further on the actual build, because that will affect the way the face looks, and the face is flat. I don't like that. Flat face. For £55, they could have given us a little nose that sticks out down there. And it's another build that suffers from the unfinished nature. It looks unfinished on the back. There's a specific part that I'm talking about here with the brackets. The brackets have nothing on them, just studs. I don't know if this is to get it to look a bit fluffier. Maybe they shouldn't have used tiles and slopes on the sides of the ears if that's the case. But yeah, there's studs on the back and nothing on top. We see this in a fair few Star Wars sets. I think the MTT had something like this. We also had... Did the V19 have something like this on the underwing? Where it just had a bracket or a snot brick with nothing on top? I don't know. Maybe that's covering a ball joint. That's a good point. But also, we got printed tiles on the back. I think Lego are going ham with printed tiles. They're getting a bit too happy. Maybe that's even dual molded. And the towel wax. Didn't realise that when looking at that image at first. But I did say there were two other, not that one. There were two other sets that we didn't take a look at. And one of those is an insider's reward. But I was setting up the stream and I got this up. My partner pointed out that it looks a lot like Mario's hat, doesn't it? Another Nintendo IP. It's got the red on top, and this is accurate to whatever Pokemon Center it was trying to recreate. I don't think it has a specific one. It's like a generic Pokemon Center. No difference. Exactly. They are the same image. I can't tell. I mean, the M on this one looks more like an O. Maybe this is Mario and this is Oreo. His brother. You know, the Mario and Oreo brothers. Everyone knows them. This is available. Oh, it doesn't say on here. All right, let me pull this up on my one when I am logged in to the insiders, and I can tell you exactly how many points this is worth. Oh, there's another. Oh, is this? Oh yeah, it's the 6th of February. There's another 10,000 points loyalty sweepstake. Valid from the 8th of January. Is this one free? Yeah, free to enter up until the 6th. So if you want to be in the chance of winning 10,000 points, head over to Lego. And oh, there you go. Thank you. 2,500 points. So 15 quid. £15 You know what, considering how the rewards go, I think it's just over, isn't it? It's 100 points over £15. That must be about $15, maybe a little more. I don't know how the points convert for that. But 2,500. Given the sets are already expensive, I suppose what's £15 more in points? How much would you have to spend? 5% cash back. You'd have to spend 300? Is that it? That doesn't sound like a lot. You'd have to spend £300. So if you order 2 Pikachus, or if you're ordering Pikachu EV and another little set, or if you're ordering the big one, you can almost get it twice. That's not bad. When you put it like that, the only thing is you'd have to buy one of these sets if you don't have the points already, and then place another order within 2 months because, again, read the fine print. I want to check there's no exceptions to this one. It's not even 2 months. 60 days. The code is valid for 60 days after purchase. It's just down here. There you go. The code is valid for 60 days and must be entered during checkout. And you can only use 1 promo per order, so don't go splashing your cash on any of the other rewards. What other rewards are still available besides the fish tank? There's the planet one and a few polybags that aren't selling too well. A lot of the polybags are available through the Insider's rewards, which is quite nice to see. Hello there, Never Too Old for Bricks. Welcome to the stream. It is a little crazy, but it's a shame we don't see the inside. I suppose on one hand, most of us would be parting it out anyway, but on the other hand, oh, okay, that's cool. I don't know if you can see. Focus on those doors there. Now you see them. Now you don't, and it's because of these bricks up here. You've got a little, not much of a mechanism, but a little something that moves the doors open and then will close them when they get pushed back in. That's not bad. Oh, that is pretty good. Okay, it is a nice build. You expect that from Lego. And then we've also got the Kanto Region Badge Collection. This is a gift with purchase. I can't remember if we've got confirmation, at least through Lego, of what this will be given away with. I think it's up for pre-orders. Why? Oh, they've changed it again. Why are these so big? Hold on. What have they done? Where did my headers go? Lego's always changing its website. It's one of the hardest websites to use because every month it's different. Where are the offers? It was here. It was here yesterday. Have they got rid of it? Double points. Maybe it's sold out already. Does it say? Not currently available. Has it already sold out, or was it accidentally put up early? Because I had it under decent authority that it was a pre-order. That's the way it looked yesterday. This was available right away, so I think this is already sold out, which is crazy given just how expensive some of these sets are. It's all I don't know the threshold. Hello there, Dominic. I don't know how this was available because I was expecting it not to sell out in its first day. I get Pokemon is an expensive theme, but I thought Lego would be a good chance to. I mean, you don't really get many Lego scalpers, do you? Not for a lot of the brick built sets, because people that really want them will just end up parting them out and not paying those prices. Is Pokemon something that across the board is just bad with prices? Because I know a lot of the cards, I see people picking up cards by the crate load just to sell off. They're loud and proud about it. How much money they're going to make for it. Do you think people are doing that with Lego as well? Because we've seen that with Star Wars. We saw that with the 501st Legion. That was a shock to many Star Wars fan system. Trying to pick up those to sell them. They now sell for double the price. But to sit on them for 10 years, 11 years, and just earn £25 a piece isn't probably what most of them had in mind. That's not something you can live off. That's not. Even if you bought them all out. They already sold out. It's insane. Oh, that's crazy. All right, let's bring a few of them up. Coming soon. Yeah, the pre-orders. The pre-orders have sold out. Oh wait, Eevee. So Eevee's still available in the UK, and Pikachu's still available. But that's crazy. Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise has already sold out on pre-order. It's now coming soon. So yeah, they've sold out of gift with purchases. There will be some more on release day. I sure hope so. Don't see them not coming out. And I have noticed that each of the Pokemon have their eyes printed, which isn't bad. Able to be parted out if you don't want to pick up the set, but if you do want the set, you get the official pieces, and it is a bit nicer opening a box than trying to figure out which part you're missing from a Bricklink order. Not to mention trying to separate this into bags. How many parts? 6,838 parts. That's not far off the second Death Star. I think that's more than the Falcon, but $579 has got to make it one of the most expensive Lego sets ever. Over 200. Way over 200, and we want to go high to low. Oh wait, that's the filter. We want sort by. What's the highest? Yeah, we could have said that. The Death Star, the Falcon's pretty pricey. From Lego. Not counting any of the education sets. We got the Titanic, and it runs in number 4. To release a set in the first wave, and it's number 4. Hello there, TJ, welcome. I mean, Pokemon knows it will sell. It sold out day 1. It just goes to show that's pretty cool. That is pretty awesome. Imagine like Stranger Things. Stranger Things Creel House was worth, that wasn't even the first set though. It'd be like the Upside Down being worth £600 and it's selling out. It's no longer about money. It's about the fact that it sold out. What the? I want no arguments about how overpriced this set is. This is the one that sold out. It's the Eevee, I think, that I have the biggest. Oh wait, where did Eevee go? 4th highest Lego set on the market. Not ever. I think there has been a few other pricey models. Look how small it is. Why have Lego shrunk it? Is that not the first image? Okay, that's the first image. Why is that tiny? Bought something great today. Jada Toys, Ghostbusters Ecto 1. Awesome. Ghostbusters Ecto 1, I feel like, is in a similar boat to Pokemon, but even then we had the Firehouse before we had the Technic Ecto 1. I think the Technic Ecto 1 was a little pricey. I can't arrange these and not see the Inquisitor's lair, the one that we see, the Inquisitor's base from the Jedi games, where then you've got like the chair in the middle. That's all I see. Took me a few attempts to get through that stage. Let's make sure I haven't missed any chats. It's insane. Yeah. Oh, so the gift with purchase was exclusive to this was the gift with purchase. The Kanto region badge collection was exclusive to the big set. That explains why that's the one that sold out. People probably waiting for a sale on the others. And also, the Smart Brick is no problem. Nice to see you, Scrap Squadron. The Smart Brick was, I thought, going to be exclusive to Lego. I thought it made sense. It's the Smart Brick. It's Lego's next big thing. Why would they outsource it to go on a sale? Surely they'd want to keep their cards close to their chest, and then a few days before they go up. Actually, no. Didn't they go up for pre-order the same day? It might have been a few days afterwards then. They go up for pre-order on Smith's. And I think we're going to see the same thing with these. February 27th is a long time for them to not just come out with them. I feel like that's because we're waiting for other retailers to get them shipped. Now they've been announced, and there'll be a few other stores getting them. And if so, literally by April, these could be on sale. That would be crazy. I think that would be crazy. I also think, though, if this is a LEGO store exclusive, it would be a missed opportunity because Pokemon cards aren't sold in a LEGO store, and I don't think Pokemon cards will be sold in a LEGO store. I don't think that's something that LEGO want. I think these fit in like a game in the UK. What card stores do we have? I know there's a load of stores that sell cards, especially smaller stores, but there's got to be a few card stores that also sell, even Smiths. Smiths sell Pokemon cards. And then next to the Pokemon cards, these are all behind the till. So behind the till, you've got the probably video game bundles with the actual discs inside, some controllers, Pokemon cards, and the competitors, and then big Lego sets. It's where we see like the Tumbler that retired however long ago, too long ago. That set's still kicking about. And this is where this specific set would be. The Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise. This would be next to the Pokemon cards behind the till, wouldn't it? Heard the UCS Death Star is not going to be an exclusive set anymore. Yeah, LEGO always do it because it's going out to retailers. I think Smiths again. Is it Smiths in the UK? I think I saw it was Smiths that were getting it. Oh no. No reason to buy a UCS set from LEGO. No, I mean, unless you want it day one, the Slave one, I think was worth the price. I don't mind paying more through LEGO to get it day one. I like that. I think it's the easiest thing to market. Time. If you want the set day one, you're going to have to buy it through LEGO. Even very few retailers get the set before it comes out. Most of the time they're shipped during the day on day one. So if you want the set, you're either going to have to go in person or order it from LEGO, and some LEGO sets arrive the night before. I can't say I've had that recently where it's been sent the night before, but I do remember back in the day you used to get the odd one there. Alright, have I seen the leaked summer list of the Pokemon? I haven't. Is there one you've been waiting for? I love Eevee. So the Eevee set did look pretty cool, but for £55, the thing about me is I'm not a LEGO purist by any means, even though 99% of my collection is LEGO. Actually, the Modulex video that's been popping off recently, anyone that's watched that, there you go. There's the tiny little bricks, and they're not LEGO. I've been looking at a lot of the mega sets. We'll get into that in a minute. I do want to keep on the LEGO sets. They are, at least in design, a bit cleaner looking than the mega sets. But if you're just getting into brick building Pokemon, I would recommend giving Mega a little Mega Construction. They're all retiring, so they've got like sales up to half price, which is nicer than you'll ever see with LEGO. At best, these are going to hit a third off, and I don't think we'll get that lucky that soon. If April comes around and these are a third off, they'll be half price by Christmas. I don't see that happening in any world. That would be nuts. Even given the high prices, I think that would be nuts. Curious why everyone asks if I remember them. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's to make sure this isn't pre-recorded. Oh. But then I suppose it could still be pre-recorded if they've come back previously. Busted that one. Feel as if LEGO stole the Mega Bloks prints for the Pokemon. I was going to say that about Eevee. That's it. I've got to bring up the Mega Eevee. So I have a tab of the Entertainer, and I've just searched Mega Pokemon. I will say, if you do search Mega Pokemon, Pokemon do have Mega Evolutions, so you do get a few cards, but this is just some of the deals that you can be expecting. Also, they've got smaller sets with a bit of scenery. But let's find Eevee. This is the Eevee that I like. £50 on sale. £50 right now, and this will be just until stocks last. But with this Eevee, you're getting a base, you're getting some movement, and also look, you've got the eye with the eyebrow. I think the smaller one is a bit closer. You've got the same eye with the little eye line, not the eyebrow, but the little eye mark. And LEGO have gone a bit more detail. They've added brown on the bottom. But even with the mouths, a lot of the mouths are similar. Like, that's the exact same. The amount of expressions that Eevee has throughout Pokemon, there are so many different expressions. Yet, they've been given the exact same thing. It might be a LEGO thing. LEGO have been known to copy a fair few sets. And, there was a set that came out recently that got accused of that as well, where designers take too much inspiration from other builds. A lot of it usually mocks. This is interesting, because if Mega do think that anything is too similar, they can crack down on LEGO. And Mega, with Mattel behind them, Mattel, one of the biggest toy companies, alongside like Hasbro, LEGO, Mattel can fight back. I do think, I made a video, I don't think it ever saw the light of day. I made a video a while back when the cars were announced about mega scaring LEGO. And they're not me mega scaring LEGO, the mega constructs, mega bricks scaring LEGO. Because suddenly, LEGO went from almost being Hasbro's biggest competitor. Whenever they did Saint Black series, even like the Christmas Ewok, Hasbro make a Christmas Ewok, and then LEGO come out with the exact same design in an advent calendar, or vice versa. LEGO would throw like a snowy Chewbacca in an advent calendar, and then Hasbro would come out with one. They were definitely competing for the better models. And then all of a sudden, we got Transformers. We got all these, I can't remember half of the others. I think Power Rangers. Didn't Power Rangers have a set? We got all these Hasbro licenses coming out with LEGO sets as soon as Mattel start making sets. That's not a coincidence. LEGO are trying to build their arsenal up. And Mega taking on cars, Mega and Mattel own Hot Wheels. I do think that did kind of shake LEGO, because Speed Champions is a pricey line for what you get in the car. They are quite expensive, and they do make LEGO quite a bit of money. So when Mattel hopped on the Speed Champions wave, I do think LEGO kind of got shook a little bit. Sadly corrupted with being a LEGO purist, but you did get the jumbo ones back in the day. Yeah, the big old Mega Blocks. I think that's how everyone started, because until recently, LEGO wasn't for anyone under the age of like 8. They started their 4+, they started their 2+, I think it was. And then they've slow. I think we get 1.5. We get 18 months LEGO sets now. I'm not really sure the difference between them. Any of the under 4 ones. Hello there, Owen. Too bad LEGO snatches the license before they made a jumbo Squirtle. Almost. I mean, LEGO might come out with a jumbo Squirtle. You just have to pay like a ton more for it. Bit of a purist. Yeah, I think LEGO has a lot of people in a almost like a digital headlock with the whole purism thing. I suppose because it is, I look back and I got into LEGO through the Mega Blocks, and then there was another brick brand, a few stores like Wilco in the UK, they started making their own brick ones, and for what you were getting, you know, the amount of police sets I had for the price of just one of the police trucks, these sets were like 5-6 quid, and you would get a police station with a police truck and like a getaway car for 5-6 quid. The prices, because the bricks were made so cheaply, and a lot of them weren't even imported, so they didn't have to pay for any of that. It just didn't compete with Lego in terms of standard. The bricks weren't too stiff though. They fit together surprisingly well for how cheap they were. But I grew up on a lot of non-Lego bricks, so getting into Lego then, I kind of drew from the outside. Actually, that figure right there, that is a Mega Bloks figure, one of my first minifigures. I felt like this might be worth bringing up. I wonder how many of you recognize it's all on ball joints, so it's not like the Lego minifigure. They do have the clips for hands, but that's about the only similarity. They have 4 fingers and a thumb. They have, a lot of them have ball joints, similar backs to the legs. I don't know how they got away with that, but they're all detailed. I wish, watching back Ninjago, which we are watching through season 1, I wish Lego kind of copied Mega earlier on, because the Ninjago snakes, if they had a little snake pattern on them, they could have used them for all the snakes, the same pattern with a different printing on them. But that would have been awesome. Again, approaching action figure a little bit. This Eevee head looks way better. It does, with the nose. The Eevee from Lego looks like an AirPod shaped head. That's the perfect description of it. It's an AirPod case. It is. It's just a rounded off case with a face printed on it. There is no depth, no dimension, and I'm not saying Lego needed to do everything. They just needed to build out this whole mouth section is probably 2 plates out, and then they've got a sloped off nose. That's all they needed. That one little bit, and they missed out on it. So that's all they needed. And that's what Lego are forgetting. Lego have been caught out quite a bit recently with the little bits. They're trying to get their big sets done, and I think they're overworked. I think designers need to be given a little bit more freedom for what they're paid. And you know, there are files out in the open. Lego can't hide everything. Okay, we don't know exactly what every specific designer is being paid, but we know roughly what they're being paid, and it is decent. It is decent. I think as a country, actually, I mean, obviously Lego designers can be from around the world, but as a country, Denmark is one of the best countries in Europe for paying its employees, not employers. The other way around. You don't pay to work. So they're being paid handsomely for this. They just feel like they're being rushed, some of them. I haven't heard it with the Death Star, and I probably won't hear it with the Charizard or the Titanic. The Titanic was one of the best. I've not heard anything bad about the Titanic. There probably is something, just I haven't heard it. It hasn't reached my ears. I just think they are very expensive. Considering Pokemon is not a kid's toy. The trading cards have a complex story. Like that's not for babies by any means. I don't think babies understand the game of Pokemon. They're probably like the animated series. But for them to aim so high, £580, that's not even saving up. How much is the latest console? Because Lego have been stressing about how keeping kids away from screens, you know, and I think they're taking advantage of that. So a PlayStation 5 with Ghost of Yotai? Can't say I know that game. This is the Slim. This is the disc version, so more expensive, and currently the most expensive PlayStation 5 bundle that Google has to offer is £520. You could buy a PlayStation for this. Why? At that point, I would have to ask myself, why am I buying this set? Am I buying it because I want it? Or am I buying it just to say I've spent that much? And if you're buying it to say you spent that much on Lego, you know, props to you. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But even the Death Star, you could part this out and buy most of the minifigures besides the Beach Trooper. I think the Beach Trooper itself is worth like £200 upwards at the minute. That's crazy. So buy all the minifigures and buy the parts to build the Death Star for cheaper, if not round about a similar price to that. And most of these parts I'd have in my collection. So, you know, that would keep it even further down. But I think parting this out without the minifigures wasn't too... I think when we worked it out, it was quite a bit, but there are a load of new Technic parts. If you recolor most of those to like a grey or a black, it does drop the price so much. Or you can do what I really want to do to a UCS set, build it rainbow. I know it won't look as accurate to the Death Star we see in Phantom Menace, but it would look pretty cool. Rainbow Death Star. That's something I'd have to do. Maybe next year. Feelers. Oh yes. Purism. Anyone else a Lego purist? Be interesting to see, because I think most of the Lego community is. I think that's how Lego have got their group. There are quite a few things that non-Lego brands offer, but none of them really see the light of day because Lego's customer service is something that gets thrown under the bus with it a lot, because usually when people are asked why Lego, the customer service team is one of the first things that I mention, and you can't fault their customer service. I have reached out about the stickers. That is ongoing still. It's been, when did I say that? Was that Saturday? So I must have reached out Sunday. It's been 2 days. I still haven't heard from Lego. Last time I said that, I got an email literally by the time I finished stream. So, you know, anyone from Lego watching? Maybe? Maybe not. We'll find out. Anyone from their chat team, at least. I don't think anyone else could have a hand in it. But Lego's customer service is unlike any other in a crazy way. The fact that you can get bricks sent out and they pay delivery, they're like I think it comes with earning as much as Lego do as a company. They get to absorb so much. Because I've had issues with companies before and they've sent me things for free and then I've had to pay for delivery. And yeah, I think that does sort of tarnish. It definitely tarnishes that company in terms of, oh, so now I'm paying for the mistake as well. Like, on one hand, for smaller companies, I get it, because if someone's trying to scam you, they're not going to pay for delivery. But for larger companies, it's a bit weird when they start charging for delivery. So on one hand, Lego don't have an option. No choice in the matter. But on the other hand, it's nice that they don't have a choice. Googled and it turns out the Jumbo Mega EV is like $25 cheaper than Lego. Well, that's the thing. I've had a little look at the Motion EV. And you can pick this up. It's £50 new from a toy store. You can pick this up online for as cheap as £30. They're selling fast because of the Lego announcement. And the Lego site went down again this morning. So I think people are bombarding them with when the gift with purchase will come back in. But even for £80, it's slightly bigger than the Lego version, the EV on top. And it does have an entire base. Like we're not just talking about the EV here. There's some mechaniques going on behind the scene. And there are cheaper ones. You saw right at the top, £10. £10 for a little mechanized scene. Because Lego's smart brick is to get kids playing with Lego again. And I talk about this with my partner. She has the Hedwig. We've seen Forks. I've got to dance around Groot as well in store. They're really good sets. But we don't have any of those for Star Wars. There's no set that I can move. There's nothing for Star Wars fans. And then we get the smart brick than smart brick prices. So if they add a gear mechanism, they'd probably add a motor in it as well and charge us for the plug and everything. Put an extension cord in it. Lego and Pokemon and smart brick are the devil. Oh no, we are rumoured to get some smart brick sets. That's all I know on the matter. The smart brick Pikachu has already been revealed and it's about the size of the X-Wing. Probably double the price given these prices. Star Wars sets aren't this bad. But there are some for non-purists. We want Halo. That's the next one. Ooh. Halo used to... Mega have some Halo sets, or had some back in the day. I don't know if Lego would move in on it. But if Mega don't, maybe that's one of the things that Mega take to go against Star Wars, because I've seen some Halo content, and there's also another game coming out with like sabers and stuff like that. But Mega could really amp that up. If they're not pumping out Pokemon, they could be pumping out warships from Halo, and that would get a lot of the older fans that, you know, the Death Stars and that are marketed for, but the ones that want playsets. I like how Lego have the whole adults welcome, but I'm yet to see many. I mean, we've got the Slave one. It does have a ramp in the bottom. It is a UCS set. It is aimed at adults, 18 plus. But I'm yet to see many others, especially under £100, 18 plus sets that have a play feature. Lego's idea of adults is, oh, let's throw a few studs in there, and that will look like, those 2 studs will look like a character, which is fun. But it's not fun when that's where they draw the line, and that's all we get. It's like, oh, that's cool. You get 2 stud characters, not even micro characters, 2 stud characters. That's cool. And then Lego are like the other end of the table serving everything to the rest of the family. Like, come on. Where's our fun? So many of these sets. I do want to, in February, I do actually want to build this EV. So I've got the instructions for it. And I'm just going to take to building it with Lego parts. It's going to be difficult when we get to the face. I'll have to decal my own pieces. And the thing is, all these elements, these slopes here, these smaller slopes on the leg already exist. We mentioned the Playful Puppy. That has a very similar colour scheme. Was it a puppy or dog? Playful Puppy. That has a similar colour scheme. We're getting some of these almost nougaty, sort of medium flesh pieces. Do we get another look around the back? Come on. Where are those slopes? Oh, there we go. On the arm of the squirrel, you can see some of those smaller slopes. Debuting for 2026, probably going to be on EV. They look like bigger slopes, actually. On the back of the leg, there you go. So you're going to need 1, 2, 3. So, for 3 Playful Puppy dogs, only £75. That is only for 1 piece. These pieces are like 10 pence tops. So I'm going to have to order a few of them. But I do want to build an EV, and I'm leaning towards the Mega one. This base is fairly common pieces. There's a few elements that don't exist in Lego, especially these leaf pieces, but they can be swapped out. You've already seen with the Lego EV. They've swapped them out for mostly slopes on the front, and then the towel even connects. And when you spin this, I assume they will show us. Wait, did that say Lego? Oh, it says EV. It's the plaque at the front. Wait, have they stamped it Lego as well? All right, come on YouTube. Yeah, there we go. So there's a motor on it. These are all ball joints as well that exist in Lego. And when you move the motor, look at that. Where was that Lego? That's quite cool. The back legs aren't even, I thought the back legs were pinned down. Even the grass moves. I've seen this at a few conventions. That's crazy. That's crazy. I tell you what, let's watch that again. That was crazy. What do you think of that? Always on your Xbox. You could even watch this stream on your Xbox. It could do a lot more than a Lego set. That's what I was getting at with the consoles. An Xbox or PlayStation is to play every game. A Lego set gets built and displayed until you drop it, and then it gets built again to display. It's not a set that could, like even with these big sets, they could release alternate instructions after a year. They're not gonna, but they could do. That is crazy. There is a Pikachu. Similar price point. Oh look, there's a Pokédex as well. Similar to the Game Boy. Imagine adding, what did Mega do? Because this is £20. And yeah, it's probably about as thick as the Game Boy. And it's got the hinge. That's nuts. The Game Boy is like £50–60. This retailed for £33. 5 lenticular cards. Look, okay, this isn't to shun Lego in any way other than their prices. I do love Lego. I will keep buying Lego until they really mess something. Like Lego would have to mess up. They'd have to mess up on like a Mattel level with Barbie. If you haven't seen the new Barbie, oh, I don't know why they've named it that. Let's not get into that. But Lego would have to really mess up for me to stop picking up Lego. The problem is, I'd pick up more Lego if it was affordable. It makes sense. The cheaper Lego is, the more I'm picking up. I have just recorded today a Funko video because for the price of one Lego set, I was able to pick up an entire row, and not these rows. These rows are a bit thicker than these rows. I was able to pick up an entire row of Funko Pops for the price of one of the cheapest Lego Star Wars sets available right now. And Funkos ain't cheap either. But that's still, that like, I feel like I've said something wrong. I haven't. I didn't stutter. Funkos are expensive, but they're not as expensive as Lego. It's crazy. Got so many Funkos trying to sell them, but no one wants them. Oh, it's a nightmare trying to sell them. I've never sold a Funko, but I do see a lot of people trying to sell Funkos, and online I'll be interested in one, or like I'll ask something about it, and then they're like, do you want it? But do you want it? How about this cheap? How about this cheap? And it's like, no, it was cheap enough from the start. I just don't have the space right now. If I ever buy an office, don't worry, I would take all the Funkos off your hands. If only they didn't take up space. Funko need to do what Topps did over lockdown. They started the digital cards. Funko need to start digital. Like Funko needs a what was it? Everyone was into over lockdown, like the digital arts and that sort of thing. Funko needs some of those. Wouldn't even know what content you'd make out of a statue. That's a good point. But I started off making videos about Funkos. I used to give them awesome backdrops, and they were shorts. They weren't full videos. They weren't like this. I couldn't sit here 3 hours. Actually, you could customize some Funkos. The Funko mock community is tiny right now, but I was having a look through some custom Star Wars ones on Etsy, and there's some good ones out there. Not to pick up, but to start doing my own. I might, if there's a character I really want, I might rip a Funko apart. It's cheaper than trying to buy the Lego parts. Even minifigures aren't safe. All right, I think we've sorted most of these out. We can start with the rest of it. Yeah, these are just the middle parts. There we go. If I keep with the roofs, they should be the same items, shouldn't they? Oh, that was only on one side. Got a smart brick. Friends with a Lego ambassador. Awesome. That is cool. Use the smart bricks in your spaceships. I'm intrigued to see how many people find the different tags early, because like with Lego images, they get leaked because they get added to the site. How many Star Wars sounds aren't about right now, but people can find them just by tagging random items? I'm not encouraging it. I shouldn't. Where did slopes go? We've got some. There. The smart brick does, the idea of a smart brick is crazy. Lego haven't brought that back yet, because they used to have lights and sound bricks that would just pin into a Lego brick and they'd work. And this is now self-running. It's got its own battery, it's got its own speaker. You don't need to connect to system. It's a smart brick in the sense, like, it does everything itself. It doesn't need the system. You no longer need the circuit. Imagine a smart brick in a set like this. £20, okay, you'd be doubling it at least with a smart brick inside. And that's for Mega. Lego, you're looking at probably like 80 quid. Maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit thinner. And the lenticular cards look pretty thick, bottom right of the box. 322 parts. Lego would add a few 1x1s to beef that up. Just to get the price up. Only collect Lego when it's on clearance, I feel that. Definitely get more of it from clearance. Them sending you pieces they messed up in is taken out of an insurance. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, they're not actually paying for it, but it's still a part that they could have sold. So they still, it's not a positive for them. It's not a negative, but it's not a positive. Don't know if I should be dusting this over the other parts. I'll turn the purifier on after this. They forgot to put something in your order. Yeah, I suppose it not being in the set in the first place, especially given the spare parts. I know it's rare. It's crazy that sets can be missing pieces. I can't fathom it, because surely if Lego realized, I see so much. Every time someone's building a set in chat, there's a decent chance that they'll be missing a piece. Like, this isn't a 1 in 100 even. This is a few times in 100 that people are missing pieces. And sometimes it's the bigger elements that don't get spares. But a lot of times for me, it's smaller elements that are still missing in sets. Surely they'd double it, so you get 2 spares of everything. What was funny about building those tiny bricks is I got 2 or 3 spares of every single element they make. I don't use every single element they make. That brick right there uses mostly like 2x2, 2x4, 2x6 bricks. I was getting 1x5s. There's barely any 1x bricks in the entire sphere. And I was getting all these wacky bricks that I didn't use in either of them for both of the sets. Because they're like, oh, we'll just whack in 1 of every colour, 1 of every piece, and that will cover us. Thankfully it did. Newer smart brick was created for a Lego comeback to overtake some of the third-party brands. Yeah, everyone's using lights and sounds. It was about time Lego got into it. I don't know. I don't know if this was the right way to get into lights and sound. Not this, with the smart brick. And it's going to be interesting how they do it with Pokemon, because these sets aren't play sets. This isn't a set to play. This is a black box. This is 18 plus. 18 plus, so this is the cheapest of the adult range. There's no way you could part this out. It's also built together. How many people? Does that say 1 to 3? 1 for the head, 1 for the body, 1 for the tail. So it's a nice couple or thruple exercise. I don't know why it's 1 to 3. Maybe they couldn't find a half. I feel like Eevee should probably split in half, or someone gets the head and tail, someone gets the body. That might be a more even building experience. I don't know, maybe if you've got 2 kids. I still feel like 1 should be majority. Maybe Pikachu. Again, there's no lights, no sounds. Look at all this zappity zap that could be lit up, but it's not. Missed opportunity. The Pokeball could open with a sound, and this isn't a smart brick. We're not saying put a smart brick in here, that's a bit much. Just 2 bricks. 2 bricks that make a sound. Maybe a brick that when the Pokeball opens, that completes a circuit at the back, and that will turn on maybe like 4 or 5 little LEDs throughout it. They don't need to be too much, just a little bit of lights and sounds to make this set worth the money, because otherwise there's not a lot Lego can do. There's a load of new pieces used. I wonder if those plants, they've got something on it those plants have something printed on the 1x1 round tile. Maybe that will be exclusive as well. Wait. No, that's got to be like a jumper or something up there. That can't be printed as well. They have gone a little over with printing with the Kanto region badges. There's a lot of printed elements in this. We've got a round brick printed with a circle. The slopes printed with lines next to lines. And this pink one, that piece exists. That corner element exists. It's one extra part. But rather than piecing it out, Lego have printed a line. You're going to have to let me know if you do prefer it, because this is just my opinion. There'll be people that absolutely love it and aren't thinking about, could this be cheaper? Or could this be more affordable? Could I make this at home? But I can't help but think this could be done so much cheaper without some of these exclusive elements that they seem fun. A lot of people pick up sets because that's exclusive. I'm not going to be able to build that elsewhere. And then Brickow, in a few weeks' time, or maybe when the set retires, maybe when it's no longer available, this one will be, after the gift with purchase sells, are worth like not a lot. The old 212 Utapau, no, yeah, the 212 clone troopers, but the, not the Utapau one, was it the Geonosis troopers? Or was it the 212? The ones that come with the Tri-Droid, not 2024, the older one. It has an exclusive dome on the head and another exclusive element in it, both of which are dirt cheap. I picked up so many of those domes, and at the time people were probably thinking, oh, you know, rare element, if this stays exclusive, this will be worth something. And they're not, because they're the pieces that are harder to sell, the exclusive ones. There's method in the madness, but it don't always pay out. 1,000,000,000% be buying Pikachu. Hopefully you get the gift of purchase, but it does look to be locked behind the more expensive set. That is a display piece. I know there are already videos. I haven't watched many of them, but I've seen clips. I'll click on a video and get halfway through to see if I want to listen to it, and if it sounds like someone's just complaining for the sake of complaining, I'll normally just like zzz, and YouTube won't recommend it again. But feel free to do that with my videos if you think I'm going on too much. But the base for this, people have criticized it. Oh, but without the base, Pikachu could be so much cheaper. No. I think when it comes down to Lego, Pokemon reach out. Who is Hasbro? Does Hasbro own Pokemon? No. Surely not. Who owns Pokemon? Oh, Nintendo. Yeah, we made the Mario joke because it looks like Mario's hat. Completely forgot about that. So Nintendo reached out and said, right, we want a Pikachu set for about £180 because Nintendo want to make money off this. That's why this set has been made. It's not like, oh yeah, make us a set. Why don't you? Sometimes Star Wars will give Lego the rights to do their own thing, and designers get so happy. I've seen a handful of interviews of designers getting so happy, and they're like, oh yeah, Lego, no, Star Wars just asked us to make a set and do whatever we want, so we said we could do this, and they were like, well, maybe not, and then we said about this, and they come up with so many ideas that we just don't see until Star Wars are like, yeah, that's totally what we meant. But with this, Nintendo would have reached out, give us a Pikachu set for £180, and where do you go from there? I mean, you could make a big Pikachu, but what's it going to be different to the small Pikachu? Besides price. So they've added the lightning bolt. They've added the Pokemon ball. The Pokeball is a nice touch. If the Pokeball or something like the Pokeball releases in that Durr Burger range, I think the expensive sets will be forgotten about. Or forgiven, not forgotten about. They'll be forgiven because the Durr Burger from Fortnite sold really well. And when you've got a cheap set, that was $17.99. Same with some of the Disney sets, even the Star Wars sets. When you've got sets at that price, it's like, okay, there's a more affordable option. If you want Pikachu, but you can't afford it, maybe pick up the $17.99 Pokeball, and then you can either find a third-party Pikachu or try and build your own one. That's going to be very hard. Minifigure scale Pokemon. When? What's going on with Bulbasaur's nose? What's... I'm going to need to get a reference image up for these ones, you know. Why does it look like... Why is Bulbasaur? Oh, it's not Bulbasaur, it's what? Venusaur, yeah. Venusaur! Why is Venusaur... Oh, I think I can see, because Venusaur's mouth is like angled... Where it's a cartoon, it's kind of like got that pointy out bit at the front, where it's quite lizardy and... What is Venusaur based off? I can see with Blastoise, you've kind of got the hippo mouth as well, and then you've got the sea turtle shell, and you can see Charizard is just straight up a dragon. Because why not? Fire breathing with a fire towel. What is Venusaur pulling off? Almost mammal-like. Like mammal meets lizard, but rather than angling the mouth to a point, which is hard to do. The way they've built the head, you can't really do it. They've added these slopes as like a buck tooth. That's that's interesting. That is. I'd rather have Lego releasing light kits over a smart brick. I tell you, Lego back in the 2000s knew what they were doing. Lego with their accessory packs. Lego have sold so many accessory packs back in the day, and I regret not picking up every single one that I saw. The closest we ever got to those accessory packs were the VIP packs, the summer pack, the winter pack, but then Lego realized, and I cottoned on real fast. I picked up 2 or 3 of those packs because Lego were giving away a lot of the seasonal things, especially at Christmas, at Halloween, that were only in that year's exclusive sets. Some of the pieces given out in a VIP bag that you could spend on anything. You could spend, you know, on a Lego Star Wars set, 2x3 in black. I've had those. Where are they? Where are they? Maybe not. You could spend it on anything. I spent it on Star Wars, and I was getting the packs, and then I could build Christmas and Halloween displays without having to fork out for the Christmas Halloween sets. Didn't have to pay that much, and was still purchasing Lego, so you know, they won in the end. But as much as I go on about releasing clone accessory packs, lights and sound accessory packs is where it's at. The smart brick should be its own bundle. Lego sell a brick separator because they don't include it in every set. So why even with the smart brick sets, why aren't, I mean, they could be, time will tell, but by the looks, they're not going to be selling the smart brick separately. Maybe that's just whilst the pre-orders are out. Let's see once the sets come out if they sell the smart brick separately. How many new battle packs are on order? I haven't ordered any yet. I'm waiting for them to drop. But around the world, there are too many still with their price. Okay. Oh, we do have some of them. I'm so tempted to be picking up a lot, but I've seen a few of us now. Picked up so many of the 332nd battle packs. I contemplated for like a second, before realising it was not the smart thing to do, about just ordering some of the Mandos, and then maybe the 332nd, maybe I should order battle packs when they reduce down, because I'm waiting for them on Argos, 2 for £20, not 2 for 15, unless they are on 2 for 15, probably 2 for £20. Maybe I should order some 501st helmets, because you could get some custom helmets as well. You could get your like Apo. You could get... Who else in the 501st doesn't have a specialised uniform? Oh, yeah, that's going to be a tricky one. Maybe I need to get some decals on those torsos as well. But the good thing with the 332nd is it's a new torso and legs. That's not the good thing. But it is the same body and legs as the 501st. I can't believe Lego didn't add a 501st helmet. They've kept the 501st specialty pack, but right now there's not a 501st assault class on the market, And if Lego would have kept the 501st clone, or put a 501st helmet in that battle pack, they would have kept it on the market. And would have made me a lot happier, because then I'd be picking up 501st, and I probably would already have so many more battle packs of those ones, rather than the 2 that we've got so far. Just the 2. No more, no less. Always 2 there are. I do pick them up in 2s, even if they're not on 2 for 15, 2 for 20. If they're not on sale, I tend to pick up sets like the battle packs, any army builders in 2, because I know that I want to make custom characters like the Kenobi we made using one of the Mandos and then the other named Mando. And there is an update to the Vaughn minifigure. I figured out the best way of doing Vaughn. That'll be at some point in the next week. But maybe it's because we're sat here and we've got the time. Like imagine a Lego designer, a current Lego designer, because I know there are a few ex-Lego designers in the space. Imagine a current Lego designer just hitting live and talking to everyone. It'd be different, because I think the designers are shut off from feedback. They must see it, and some of them are brave enough to come out on Instagram. Brave enough to come out. What are we talking about? Brave enough to come out. I think it's a different space where they're normally told to make something and they just do it. They don't get the whole feedback, like, especially with a live chat. I think it's daunting to some people. I'm just the weird one. I'm the weird one in this example. It is daunting to some people to go live and have people in chat that can say almost anything. You know, YouTube can still ban your channel, so keep that in mind. But they are open to say whatever they want, what they like about the set, ask questions, ask why things were done in a certain way. Whereas Lego, even on streams, they have people picking out questions for them to answer. It's like a big safety blanket, and that's good. That's obviously there to protect the designers of the sets. But sometimes that can be a little too sugarcoating. It can sugarcoat it a bit too much. Sometimes designers need to understand, okay, people didn't like that too much. I'm not talking about any of the Instagram Twitter posts. You know, some social medias are a bit much. That's why I stick to posting on YouTube. not that it is always better, but it's more consistent. Exactly. It's a case of maybe if designers were able to get more hands-on with the audience. No, that's not the right way of putting it. You get meet and greets in Lego stores, but even that is kind of a sign the box and move on. Not really, or the people that go to box signings aren't, I wish you did this with the set, because we're the people waiting for a sale. Or parting it out and doing it our way. I think there should be a more, I don't know, do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? I think designers should be a bit more in the loop with what's being said about their set. Some people, if they don't want to, like, they can opt out, but I think Lego should by default have and not Lego reviews, just more so Google their set from time to time. Surely they're curious. They want to know what people are saying. Just, there should be an anti-LAN filter on YouTube. I don't know if you can filter out endorsed projects and like sponsored content, but even then I've noticed that LAN members are not marking their stuff as sponsored anymore. Like, well, Lego never paid me for the set. Okay, you still need to let everyone know you're getting it for free, because that would be handy to see what non-LAN members are saying. The general census. We need someone to fill it in. Or, I tell you what, Lego love their questionnaires. Maybe we have derailed from how expensive Lego is and are now... that's the problem. With Lego being as expensive as it is, you're limiting yourself to people that can afford it, first off. So, you know, it's going to be pretty good. I think that's fair. That's what they're marketing for. That's only right. But then you're also getting people just complaining about the price. Venusaur looks like a blue pig. Yeah, definitely blue, not green. But that's the case. It is kind of pig-like. Missing the snout. It's like a snoutless pig. That's a weird way of putting it, but I can see that. Snoutless pig. Maybe that's why the nose looks weird, because we expect it to have, like with Eevee, the Eevee face is a weird one because we expect it to have a nose or like cheeks, some sort of definition. Likewise with Venusaur, it's rounded, so there's definition there, but it's flat. It's missing something. I'd love to see some mock-outs of these. I don't know if we have a Venusaur from Mega. They've done a few of the lower gens. Kind of like the Mario stuff as well. You remember Mario and Yoshi? I'm not saying Mega were the first ones, because they weren't, but it's kind of, imagine Pikachu had like a Yoshi tongue sticking out. That'd have been crazy luck. Also, these look like they just hold in there, so they can easily fall out. Maybe these are tiles. Maybe they're lenticulars printed on tiles. They wouldn't have fit in the Game Boy. No, only got the big Jumbo. So here's the Jumbo series. This is Pikachu. Do they show off any of the others? No, just Pikachu. And considering the size of this, how tall is it? No problem. Hopefully you get more than 3 hours tonight. See you, Bevel. Mega Bloks 4x4 tiles. Ah. Let's have a little look. A 12-inch Pikachu, which is 30 centimeters. That's an easy one to translate, but I'm always interested to see if they're listed down at the same size. So 30 centimeters. 30 centimeters is this big. Same as like a decent sized Squishmallow. Maybe I should pump some life back into R2-D2 here. But this is 30 centimeters. So the Slave one is 44. It's a bit bigger than 30 centimeters, but that's a good size of how big Pikachu is. About 30 centimeters. And I think the Lego display must be, I don't think it's 44. I think it must be close. And it does give the size of the display, not the box. I had to clarify that with a few of the Star Wars sets to make sure. And it's the full display. Studs form a 25. Oh wait, the studs of the display base form a 25. Oh yeah. We'll get to the height in a second. Do we see the base? Why didn't they show this off? They don't even show it off on the box? What's that? What's that on the towel? You've got like a straight line. You've got two. Is that meant to be a different? Oh yeah, there's different towels. You've got the curved towel, the straight towel. Don't know why that is. If you take a look at the base though, the studs outline 25. There's the 2, there's the 5. 25 on the base. 12-inch Pikachu pizza. Our pizza order is getting wackier by the stream. Tauntaun pizza, Pikachu pizza. You think Pikachu tastes like a Tauntaun? Huh. I thought they smelled bad on the outside. Pikachu is... How tall? How tall? Please be over 30 centimeters. 35 centimeters tall. That's decent. That is decent. Because this Pikachu was standing up. Nope, sitting down. Okay, never mind. That's a smaller Pikachu. I guess you can see it in the face. The face is definitely wider than the Lego version. I think they're about the same size though. 35 tall, and that's angled, so that's probably about 35 centimeters tall standing, because Pikachu can be stood off of the base with the Pokeball. And this one is £180. The other one, which doesn't have the Pokeball, it doesn't have the Pokeball. Oh, it's 32 centimeters, so 32 to 35. We are talking like this difference in height. This is 3.2 centimeters. This is too much. This is less than this. Less than a 2x4 difference between the two sets. But this one is £40 full price. Mega's just on a different level, aren't they? Mega is cheaper. Mega is the affordable one, so it sucks that they're not going to be able to do Pokemon sets, but they've been available for a while, they've been on sale for a while, and if you are in the UK, Britain's toy shop, I don't know, I'm definitely more of a Smiths guy myself, but Smiths don't have the Pokemon sets. I'd recommend giving these a look, especially some of the bigger ones. £50 is nuts for this style of set. So even with Pikachu, I guess it'd be right to compare this to the new Pikachu. You've got the Pikachu running. Oh, the video is private. Okay. Guess they're getting ready to take it down. Maybe they had to. Maybe it included some music. You got some lightning on the cheeks. Don't see Lego doing that. This one looks about the size of Legos. Maybe a bit smaller, especially in the tail area. It's definitely not as big as the other one. 32 centimeters tall. What's this, 25? 29! So close, but yet so far. 29 tall, and I think Pikachu ain't that tall standing up. Pikachu's a bit shorter. So you've got, where was the original Eevee? You've got a £55 Eevee from Lego, or you've got a £50 Motion Eevee that's slightly taller from Mega. I think Mega takes the cake on this one. It's a lightning bolt. Yes, yeah, Pikachu's Tau is meant to be a lightning bolt. I don't know why they've hired it off though. Oh, and the base. The base is a lightning bolt as well. Yeah. It's also his Tau goes up, out, up, out, up, across. Slightly different shape, but it's definitely got that Pikachu flair to it. So you could display Pikachu with the ball separately and then put the lightning on the wall. If you have like a little strip in your shelf, maybe this is like a dresser or a fireplace, and you don't have the space, because these shelves are, or these units are only 30 centimeters deep. And how deep was this? 35? No, 35 tall, 39 centimeters deep. That's 40. That's not going to fit on these shelves. It will fit on the deep IKEA units, but even the regular IKEA units will not fit this. So you could fit Pikachu with the ball and then have the lightning stood up on the flat base, try and get it, or to hook it on the wall. It would be odd if Lego didn't add a wall clip in there, but I don't know if the Technic would allow for it, especially the way they're seated. Pikachu seems to just slide on and off. That's handy if you wanna play with Pikachu. But yeah, definitely a little wall hook, or trying to get some tacks, or maybe even just rest it at the back of the shelf. I think that would be the best thing for Pikachu. It's quite nice that Pikachu pops off so easily, but again, £180. Or even if you're fussed about the Pokeball, so you've got the £30 Pikachu. Let me see if Smiths did have one Pokeball set, and it come with a ton of different Pokemon. It was about the same price as Pikachu, I think. Here we go. Yeah, about the same price. A little bit more now, but this is the Pokemon trainer similar to the Northampton still don't have it, similar to the Pokeballs we got for free at Smiths for, I think it was a mystery bag, was it, that they did for their catalogue launch party. We've got is it random or fixed? looks to be fixed. You've got the 3 starters, Pikachu, and 4 others. Pokemon with 8 different types of balls. I really wish they let us get a closer image of this. But this comes with Pokeballs that do have, I think they have like 2 studs on the inside or some studs on top. Again, not brick built, so they're not perfect. But you could get this. You've then got a little Pikachu as well to go next to the big Pikachu, and you're left with over £100 to build your lightning display on the wall. Which, you know, you really wanted to save money, paint it. It's going to be the cheapest way to do it. But I think Lego prices are definitely not justifiable, not at full price. Maybe the only one would be this big display that has sold out for the pre-order. Because even though it's $580, I could never justify that. It is a big display. You've got a lot of pieces there. This is like a centerpiece. If you have a Pokemon station, this would make an awesome centerpiece. As long as you're right building it. Do you think anyone's buying this but doesn't want to build it? Do you think you could get paid to build Lego sets? I don't think that's something that I've seen anyone give away. Amazon probably would. They wouldn't build it or anything, but you know, they'd say, oh yeah, we can install this. Installation being putting the box down in your front door. I saw that with PC parts. They don't install new parts and they don't take old parts away, but what they will do is take it out the packaging, and it costs 60 quid for Amazon to take something out of the packaging, which maybe if it's heavy and it needs like a few people to do it and you don't have anyone to come over and help, fair enough. For something like a CPU, I wouldn't want someone else taking it out. I wouldn't want to trust them with that, let alone pay 60 quid for what, to have to wait for a return. No thanks, I'm alright, I'll build it myself. It's good, the Pokemon set. Where is this going to go? The price is only going to go up, isn't it? With the smart brick, we've seen with Star Wars how expensive they're going to get. I don't even want to talk about it. There's a few other good sets. We haven't looked at all of the mega sets because there's some of these playset ones. Only £20, £10, £18. These are sort of the medium sets. I've seen a few of these reduced to like £15 near me. Almost picked up that Eevee. But then with the more expensive one, the motion one going on sale, I want this in Star Wars. I'm trying to think of how this can be applied to a Star Wars build. There's got to be something that can be running along. Like we could get, there's a few creatures in Star Wars. I tell you what this would do well as. Oh, you know what? Lego. This is a at this point I might as well just give Lego my bank details, you know, and they just every time these sort of sets come out, they can just deduct it and ship it my way. Get it a few months early. If mine arrived by the time the land, actually, is that a good thing? Because Lego would just drop another Death Star and just send me 2 and try to keep sending me the expensive sets, try to bankrupt me via expensive sets. Yeah, I don't want any of the expensive sets. But Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, my favourite Star Wars movie. Oh, these are nice. These are going in my nice brick pot. Where did I put that clip? I like these ones. My favourite movie, Attack of the Clones, has a certain scene, Geonosis, with 3 creatures that could be wired up to be mechanical. We've got the Green Daddy Longlegs. That's their official name. Look it up if you don't believe me. Green Daddy Longlegs that attacks Kenobi. We could have a motor in that has not a motor. We could have gears. I don't want a motor. I want to hand crank this. We could have a gear that just has the legs go like just jab at Kenobi. That's maybe like a little wiggle to go along with the jabbing. That's complex enough. That's complex enough for Star Wars. For the first sets, we need a dinosaur, you know, the one that Anakin tries to tame. I don't know the name of any of these. We need the red dinosaur to it doesn't look like a dinosaur. Rhino. We need the rhinosaur to be running along just like this Eevee, so that, you know, we sit Anakin, maybe even Padmé on top. And for anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, this is going to be very hard to follow along. I do apologise. But we can have Anakin riding along, because that would be cool. Especially like this. They'd need to operate the legs differently, so maybe a little bit more technique involved. This is still a simple, not simple design, but fairly straightforward once you know how it works with the gears. You've just got the one row of gears. Look at that. And then we can have the other creature, which is the cat. Maybe we can crank it and it like bounces up and slides down a pole and just keeps bouncing up, sliding down, bouncing up, sliding down. Let me know if there's a better way that can move, but that wouldn't be bad. Get a Padme on top. If they sell the 3 of those for, I think Hedwig, if I'm right in saying, I'm gonna fact check this in a minute, but I think Hedwig was decently priced, like 80 quid. Let's see. I don't know if they'd show us the price. Sometimes they do remove any. Oh, yeah, we've got a cheaper Hedwig now, and then we got the more expensive Hedwig. This is what I wanted for Pokemon. But the motion Hedwig. Oh, same with the bike. We got the cheaper and the more expensive motorcycle. The car, we've got the cheaper and the more expensive, and there'll probably be a Technic model. We've only got the expensive trains. Okay, it doesn't carry on the whole way. I forgot Hedwig was a part of that. Hedwig's iconic though. Hedwig's forgiven. This one. This Hedwig. We got this one. My partner has this one. And, oh, it doesn't say how much it was. At least we get the number. At least we get the number. How much is Lego Harry Potter that? How much? £35. There you go, 35. That's solid. I thought that was like nearly double that. Wow. 35's a steal. So probably a similar build, maybe a few more parts for the green guy. I've already forgot the names I've given him. The Sabertooth would have the giant log, so that would be harder. Maybe we also get one to go next to the green one. Oh no, we'd need a little stump for Kenobi to be attached to. That could be that one. And then the other Rhino. They could do a pullback system. I don't think a pullback system would work because they'd need the mechanics inside, and that was quite messy for the Book of Monsters. Let's see if we can find the Book of Monsters. That's another good one. Harry Potter. Look, the Cornish Pixie. That's cool. Hogwarts, pass. But the rest of it, the Cauldron is sick. Even this is a pretty good set. Especially considering you get 2 different peeps in there. Makes you wonder why you get the 327. But the Book of Monsters has a nice pullback feature. I showed it off and my partner's now got it. I think it almost rolled off the desk. I thought the mouth opened then. And £55. But the inside of this is, it's not messy, but it's not neat. It looks tiny there. They should have shrunk down the set. I know, like false advertising and that. Look at these gears, and then you've got to get moving legs over it. That's difficult. Give them the Eevee treatment. Hide it all in the base with the gears. Maybe both legs move at the same time. Could be shaking Anakin off. Maybe that's a separate set. Maybe that's a separate set. We get this with a gear, and then the other 2 are part of the same gear system. That way they could do one for probably 90 quid. And then I think the 2 with a pole would probably be about 120, which is now 140 from Lego. Again, steep prices. But for £100, it's better than picking up the Venator. That's got to be 70. Okay, £70 not bad. I thought it was going to be closer to 90 than that. Still, I think that's £10 too expensive for what you're getting in it. But you are getting those printed tiles. So if they're worth a tenner, that's That's all right with me. It is interesting though, seeing what Lego are coming. It's not interesting seeing what Lego are coming out with, because Lego are going to keep coming out with sets. Obviously, it's kind of their thing. It's the prices that they're coming out with. That's what I want to follow along. No more about what sets are coming out. It's the prices they're coming out at. And I don't think the new prices are getting what you're paying for. I don't. I think Pokemon is going to be quite a rare theme because of the prices. This is not for kids. £55, the cheapest set. It's not for kids. It's not. Because rather than getting 3 Pokemon, you could get the Pokemon games and a Switch. You could play Pokemon for the price of this. It's a collector's item, and that's fair. I think Lego is quite a collector's item. I don't think it's something to be played with on the daily anymore. Lego have outpriced its market, and this is where you see companies and brands sort of dying on a hill, because they either push one way too hard or they try to switch it up. Lego is growing old with us at the minute, and that goes with everyone. Everyone from the early days of Lego, from the 60s, from the 70s, that played with it as a kid and it stuck with them, all the way to people that have got into it recently with the Star Wars boom and all the IPs. Where are the kid sets gone? Where and I don't mean like low quality sets. I mean play sets. I mean the fun. Where's the fun gone from Lego? Can't have Lego without fun. There's still some good sets. Harry Potter recently has been getting back into it, but they shouldn't have to get back into it. They shouldn't have lost it. They shouldn't have lost it in the first place. They should be consistent. That's what I want. I want a bit of consistency from Lego. I know that's too much to ask. Lego are everything but consistent, be it their prices, their quality, but there are a few good things coming out. And the minute that is, I think, everything we've got coming out. Let's just check. They haven't announced anything since. There are a few new things, yeah. There are a few new sets found early in stores. We've got a few images. I tell you what, we can run through this because some of these are good. And we've got a few more store exclusives as well. You've probably seen that. All right, so let me copy these across so that you can see them too. We have a bit of good news. This is a little expensive. This is over on the Reddit. And I don't really visit the Reddit anymore. I'm not too interested. But when something gets found in store, this is interesting because it's almost like an announcement from Lego. We weren't there, we didn't see it. And this is found from Brickwaffle. Fair dues. This is the puppy that took over the Tuxedo Cat. We all remember the Tuxedo Cat, right? Tux, the Tuxedo Cat. Hey, second, we'll take that. We'll take a second. So this is the Tuxedo Cat, £90. And this is a good set. For £90, I'm reevaluating why this wasn't on my radar. For £90. For £90, why didn't I want to pick this up? Maybe I did. Maybe I did and it's been long forgotten. I might have mentioned this on a video as well. This is a really nice set. This is what Lego can be. They don't need play features. They've got the eyes. The eyes can be changed. They've got a mouth that opens. This is a sit on the shelf and, don't touch it piece. The only reason the mouth and the head swivel is to get a few different angles on it, because it'd be very hard to build a mouth that isn't hinged on at that angle. But the brand new one, the Golden Retriever Puppy, I tell you what, if this was a staff, that would be quite cool. The price is looking a bit steep, $140 US. I just would like to remind you that might not be exactly £100 as it translates. I'm hoping that would be on the lower end because America have all the extra import fees, and thankfully we haven't been too affected by those the rest of the world. I know Germany of all places have had their sets go skyrocket almost, go up quite a bit alongside America's, and I don't know. Thanks to what's going on in America, I don't know if imports to Germany are being taxed more or what's going on with that. I just know about the America one. So I used to be able to take a look at the dollars and go, oh, that's about £100. Now I'm hoping that it's less. I'm hoping that $140. When did that become £100? When I'm hoping that's closer to 90. Even though the Tuxedo Cat was 90, Lego prices have been increasing. So maybe that is £100. Maybe it's 105. Maybe it is £105. I don't know if the price is rumoured, but this one looks cute. If they do a staff, I'm going to have to pick that up. I love a staff. Even a pug, actually. I'd be tempted to pick up a pug. I don't think I need to have an entire pet collection. I think this is something I should be able to resist. But I'm going to see it in stores, and if I need something to here gift with purchase, this will be the sort of set that I pick up. Look at those puppy dog eyes. Just look at that. It's asking to be picked up. This one's cuter than the cat. That's for sure. We've also got, oh, I've got to look at a new Luna's New Year gift with purchase. That one's quite good. I won't be showing all of these. You'd probably know where to find them. And there is one more set that was seen in store by Brick Waffle. And that is this one, the Flower Wall, found in store. This one's nice. It reminds me of the promo. Why is this one opening different to the puppy? Never had that happen before. It reminds me of the Flower Wall that you could build in Leicester Square ages ago. It was an old promo. I don't know how I remember that, because I only went there to see it when it was done. I didn't take part in the building of the wall. I just remember it being built and going taking a look. That was cool. Like I said, last time we went to Leicester Square, Leicester Square, the flagship store in London, that's the sort of thing they need to bring back. That sort of community build. They had it elsewhere, but you don't see that in Lego stores anymore. Maybe it's too busy. Maybe Lego are getting too much attention and they want to try and lessen it out. Some really nice part uses there. But come on, that puppy's a good one. Golden Retriever puppy. Probably about the same, maybe a bit bigger than the cat in terms of presence, because the cat is quite to itself. This is a bit messier. You've got the pattern all over. And again, no play features. It's an icon set. It's meant to sit on a shelf and collect dust, essentially. I'm sure there's a nice way of putting that. That's what Pikachu could have been. £180. You could get, I don't know if the Tuxedo Cat is a Lego exclusive. Icons tend to be. Lego Tuxedo Cat is available at other stores. So you could pick up both of these on a sale for cheaper than Pikachu. Gotta ask yourself, do you want Pikachu or do you want a cat and a dog? 2 for the price of 1. There's so many recolors. In white, in fully black if you want a black cat, and also something with the Mega. I should have spoken about this at the start of the video. I didn't. Oh dear, is there one link for them all? There is one link for them all. Yes, that's handy. I'll copy that across. So we've been comparing the Lego sets to the Mega sets, and a lot of them are on clearance. A lot of them won't be available from now. And if you are watching this years from now, all you got to do is hope that Mattel's Mega Building Instruction site isn't gone down, as long as they're still in business. And then you can build any of the sets that Mattel have released, including their new Brick Shop, including Halo, including Pokemon, Masters of the Universe, Hot Wheels, Barbie, Tesla. They've got a Tesla. Fair, they got a Cybertruck before Lego. Fair enough. They even feature a few. If you don't know what to build, you can just scroll through, and maybe not any of the small ones. We built this Bulbasaur. It uses so many exclusive pieces. That's kind of crazy. But you can build all of these sets. That taco truck. What? Wait, I haven't seen any of these brick built cars. We've only seen the ones like these have characters and everything. I have not seen this. I need to get some of these. What? We got Halo was brought up earlier on the stream. There's a few character sets, but maybe this tank. Lego don't do a lot of this stuff. If you want to build this tank, they're the instructions. And they load probably as quick as Lego instructions as well. They're decently a bit harder to follow. And there's so many unique molds. The hardest part of building these sets is going to be finding the elements that will fit. We don't have that piece in Lego. Hello there, film bricks. So some of these will be harder to build than others. I guess a lot of the simpler builds will be easier too. Goes without saying if they're simpler builds. Oh, look at this, a little Pokemon postcard. That's cool. Got a little backdrop and they've built it on the side. So you wouldn't have the characters here, but even if you want a backdrop, you can substitute a few of them with Lego elements. What other themes did we have? Masters of the Universe. It's an interesting one. Not many builds there. Hot Wheels. Look at all these cars. Why haven't I seen about these little brick built cars? Are these new or are these old? Because I've seen the actual Hot Wheels with the bricks on them. Have a little look at that. And there's also some Barbie ones as well. Look at that, Barbie Dream House. You want to know where half the Barbie Dreamhouse mocks come from? They are likely interpretations of this one as Lego would make if they were to do an official set, because we get slides in Lego. Most of these elements do exist and those windows look nice. Odd brick separator. That looks like an actual hammer with a nail removal bit. We need one of those in Lego. We don't have anything like that in Lego. I suppose you could just use an actual hammer, but it would damage a few of the parts. Picked up a ton of these at a toy show recently. What a find, because these are quality. I mean, these are good price, full price. We've seen compared to Lego that these are even good full price. You pick them up at a toy garage or a toy show or any sort of discount, even not discounted, you're getting a really good deal, which you just can't say about the new Lego Pokemon sets. It wasn't meant to be a Lego bad Mattel good stream, but I feel like maybe 2/3, maybe 2/3. Lego is the only thing is the only set that we found couldn't be replaced by a Mattel set is the one that costs nearly 600 quid, which is out of our price range anyway. I'm not spending 600 quid on a Lego set, no matter the gift with purchase. This is crazy. 600 quid. 600. Well, I suppose you could. Let's have a look at the Pokemon. Let's have a look. See if there is any of the bigger characters, because we've got a mini motion Dugtrio. Dugtrio popping out of the ground. A mini motion Golbat, maybe with the wings. There you go. Jumbo Bulbasaur. A lot of printed parts. If you are trying to recreate any printed parts, I recommend water slide decals. You've got Jumbo Pikachu we've already looked at. They don't do any of the Jumbo later evolutions though. They don't seem to do many of the... Oh! Dragonite. I thought that was Charizard. Oh dear. It's tired, I'm late. I can't believe I confused the two. Yeah, there's no... I mean, Vulpix gets 9 tails. The little ones have later evolutions. I think that's something that missed out. Bulbasaur evolution. Okay. It exists. Motion Charizard. Let's have a look at these. Any others? There are pages upon pages. I thought there were only 3. So that was it. That was all we got. We only got Bulbasaur's evolution and a Motion Charizard. So Blastoise. Blastoise is the one that doesn't exist. Quick Google to confirm that. Blastoise? Nailed it. There is. Blastoise, Squirtle evolution. Currently £50. Is there a Bulbasaur evolution? Evolution. Oh wait, Bulbasaur was the one we already had. That one's £60. And Charizard / Charmander is £35. That's the cheapest. Hello there, we have Pokemon expert Archer in chat. Thank you for showing up. You didn't see when I mistook Dragonite for Charizard, so you can forget about that. But these are what, well, Charmander's £35 new. Oh no, £23, £23 new. £23? Ooh, for the three of them. And you can get, for about $150, we'll say, not every store's going to have them at the lowest price. For about $150, you can get the entire collection of all three starter Pokemon with all three evolutions. That's the crazy part. That's how expensive the Lego sets are. What do we think? This Pokemon compared to this one. If only I could open them up side by side. Is there a way? No, not without messing up the stream. No, there is a way. Hold on. There's a new Chrome feature. I can do this. I have so many tabs open right now. All right, let me just... Don't need the Venator, don't need the Lego homepage. I should have... Oh, I've just got rid of Eevee. Yeah, let me get Eevee back up. Because I quite like that. That's my favourite set out of the lot. Maybe we just have the Pokemon page up. Do we need all the sets? We can scroll through them. We're not using any other images. Don't need the reward. No, I'll keep some of these up. Don't need Hedwig. Don't need the Tuxedo Cat. Don't need the Motion Eevee. We haven't taken a look at the play sets just yet, so I'll keep that one up. The Pokemon trainers at Smith's. Seen that. Been there. Done that. The Hot Wheels cars I'm actually going to still. What one's this? Okay, because I want to take a little look at that. Oh no, not that one. It's just going to nab that one for later. Why is it not? There we go. Now it's coming up. We've got Halo. Don't need any of those. We'll keep Pokemon up. So, how do I do this? I think it's just a right click and pair. New split view with current tab. That's not going to mess it up at all. So we've got, that actually worked out pretty well. This Venusaur for, I said 20 quid? What was the actual price? Oh, this was the more expensive one. So this is £60 for this one. We've then got a Charizard that looks pretty close to this. It's got plastic, yeah, it's got plastic wings that fold in the middle. I think they are plastic because they've got the bar connections. I think the belly's a bit smaller, but it's a bit more to scale with the wings. And then we also have the two previous evolutions. They're probably to scale with each other as well. That's only £30 or 23, which is crazy. Not seen that deal. And then we have the Blastoise. Blastoise is the worst out of them. Blastoise has a complete custom head mold, but is the same size. I think the arms are a little longer. The arms are a little longer on this version, and we don't have whatever this is on the legs, because I think that's meant to be part of the leg. We don't have that on the other one, but you do get a little display with them as well. So totaling, what was it, 50, we've got 23, and I think these were about £60. So that's £135. Hello there, Fromania. Thankful to not be a Pokemon fan. Me too. Not as big as I wouldn't want to be to hurt my wallet. But Mattel and Mega is the way to go, isn't it? It's no two ways about it. It's saving money or just feeding Lego. And I do think there is an aspect of fans that will just buy Mattel that weren't going to before as well. This is helping Mattel sales because, well, not them directly, but indirectly, people won't want to spend this money on Lego. This is a lot of money. This is a lot. Like, this might only be half a month's rent or less than that, but it's still, you know, half a month's rent on a Lego set, one Lego set that will take a few weeks to build. You probably get it built before the next rent is due. I think it's a crazy amount to spend for 3. Lego could have packaged these separately so that people could get their favorite, but they know that if your favorite is Charizard, if it is Blastoise, you'll be more inclined to pick up the 3 of them because they look good on display. I do think the Mega Pokemon Evolution building sets are the way to go. They're about 400 pieces each, 300 pieces, 300 and something pieces each. So actually quite easy. How have they managed to get the similar size? Maybe these are a little smaller. They've got to be for that price. They don't seem to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We don't get a good look at the face. Actually, I don't get much. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're probably about 20% bigger, the Lego ones. But that's a lot more than 20% on the price. A lot more. It's crazy, the prices of them. And then you've also got the Motion Charizard. Let's get rid of the Blastoise and bring in Charizard. Let's view these. Because this one moves. This one moves, and Motion Charizard, let's have a little check. Motion Charizard will set you back 70 quid, 70, 80 pounds, around that price. There's actually none available on Amazon, but you can get it elsewhere, 70, 80 pound. And I assume if you can find this in store or find this at a local seller, they'll also have this reduced to £50 because that's where Eevee, Pikachu, a lot of the other motion characters around this price, about £50 on a sale for Charizard. And this one's got to be near the same scale. I mean, Pikachu was. I don't know if the Tao. No, the Tao does look like it will be the same price, the same size, not the same price. A lot cheaper. And the wings, do they flap? Where is it connected? Because it's on the torso and the neck, the lower torso and the neck. How many bags? 28 bags. And the 28th bag is the wings. If only we got a video for these. But I want to see how it moves. Maybe it just rocks back and forth. But the Lego one is not coming with any movement, any lights, any sounds. Why can't I pop off the front of the Dark Falcon? Oh, we did it. Because I wasn't asking the right questions. That's what it was. Yes, there we go. That's more like it. You know what, I think before we get onto the front, we've only got the base of the Dark Falcon to go. I finished off the rest of the roof. We've got the left and right hand side of this, and then we've got the base. Well, we've got like the hallways as well. But I think they'll be done in the next stream. I just can't believe how expensive these sets are. It's crazy, especially when Mega have the massive portfolio of Pokemon sets. It almost doesn't make sense for Lego to pick it up. It doesn't. There's already all these available sets that aren't just affordable, but for purists. I know chat is filled with mostly purists. You could get the instructions and build most of these. A lot of the parts that Mega have are easy to substitute out. They're like slopes on the side. You substitute them for wedges that Mega don't really make. Mega aren't a fan of wedges. So anywhere you see any sort of wedges, though they are also being replaced by slopes in Lego. Lego don't use many wedges. A lot of these are probably custom elements. What on earth is going on here? These are cockpits used to create the wave. That's smart. I like that, especially that it rounds with it. That's quite cool. It should be like opalescent. That would have been nice to have seen. But I do think that the mega sets are going to be very popular. Personally upset that the gym badges gift with purchase is a gift with purchase and not a set, because you don't want to shell out £600. The biggest pain is the fact that it has, wait, where did I, oh, there we go, we were on it. It has that big piece in the middle, and I think Lego needs to invent an element that is just a stud with like 2 bars out. We've got the frying pan stud. We got this element that has the bar out one side, but we need one with a bar out 2 sides, because it's a similar problem I have with Star Wars. They don't use the Republic logo anywhere near enough. If we got a 3x3, we wouldn't even need a 3x3 jumper. Some sort of circle and a bar with 2 studs. They could create this using Lego, and then you could part it out. But if you can get your hands on like decal paper, create your own stickers, or get someone to do it for you, this is going to be a nice part out. The instructions, when these all come out, gift with purchases are harder to come by. I think Lego have cottoned on, and this is a reward. Oh wait, this is the reward. This is the gift with purchase. Oh, yeah, I've mixed them both up. But the rewards are harder because they don't upload instructions, so you'll have to Google for this. The gift with purchase should have instructions. Most of them do. It's normally a tell if they have the build-in instructions button on. Let's see if I'm logged in, if they'll give me build-in instructions. How weird would that be? Yeah, build-in instructions pops up. They're not available. I don't want to rush anyone over there and crash the Lego website again. They're not available, but build-in instructions does pop up if you're logged in. Why, if I'm not logged in, does it not give me... Maybe that's something exclusive to insiders as well. This would be a good one. These parts are available. These blue elements are probably come in plenty of sets, and the creator sets especially. The logo on the front, that's cool to part out. Again, a few printed parts you're not going to need. For these first 4 badges, you don't need any printed parts. And there's a gem piece. Whilst I'm talking, I'm going to be distracted by finding that gem piece. Not the 1x1. There's like a shield that looks like a gem that Lego have come out with. They've got infinity stones. I would recommend replacing these with certain pieces. You see, pre-order 26,000 and 17,000 in Canada, 26,000 in the US. Well, for pre-orders, that's nuts. Hello there. Yeah, the Pokemon Center, not the gym badges. I got them confused. Here we go. The slopes don't need any sort of... Maybe we just need a hexagonal piece. Any sort of print in. This 2x2 I'd recommend swapping out with 2 of the corner tiles. And then there is a shield element that is quite hexagonal. Maybe it's not a Lego element. Maybe I completely made that up. Maybe that's something that I did make up for a previous design. There's a load of hexagons though. Brickout, if you search hexagon, they give you a load of round and square 2x2 elements that have hexagons. I think the best bet is to still part it out, because it is exclusive to that expensive set. Who wants to pick up the expensive set just to pick this up? You'd be paying £580 for this, and even if you want it, I don't think it's worth £580, but definitely part it out. The windows, oh, do we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? 1x10? Do we even have 1x10 windows? No, I don't think so. Does anyone know what they come on? Oh, hold on, the Barity has some big windows. Oh, the Barity has how many other sets? We got the gaming tournament truck, that's affordable, from the City line in 2023, the Porsche in 2021, the Volkswagen same year, the Fiat same year. which was a recolor of 2020, and Old Trafford introduced them alongside the Fiat in 2020. Old Trafford has 8 of them. So that window part alone is going to cost you at least 50, 60p per window. Nope, hold on. That's the wrong colour. That's reddish brown. Oh, does the Barity have them in reddish brown? So that's a newer element. Okay, the windows are going to set you back about £120 to £2 in a used condition. There is one for $250 that has all 4 of them, so you're still going to be paying quite a bit to get this built, but I think it'd be worth it, especially if you could get these printed tiles. I wonder how many people are going to sell this on. I noticed the clone training facility, the droid carrier, Lars kitchen. What else? What are the gift with purchases for Star Wars? Oh, the TIE Fighter is selling for £25 now. Over Christmas, it went up to like £90, the TIE Fighter gift with purchase. Then they bought it back and it's crashed down. And I don't know about Brickow, but I know in a load of my local stores, they can't shift it for like much over 25 quid. It's selling at 25 quid, not for too much more. And on Brickout, it's still listed £100+. 140 is the cheapest I can get it in the UK. That is crazy with no exclusive parts. But like with any gift with purchases, they'll drop down once no one's interested in them anymore. It's crazy how this set sold out. £580. It would be like the Death Star selling out on pre-order, which it didn't. It didn't, and not a smart brick in size. So no excuse for the price. It's good. It's good. If you've bought it, props. I think this is going to be an awesome build. I wonder if it's more than 28 bags. It should be 28 bags. That doesn't split into 3. Maybe 7 for the base and 7 for each of the Pokemon. That's my guess. But Lego is crazy expensive. Mega isn't. Go buy Mega. Mega sponsorship coming soon. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking into some of those cars. I think they are older because none of them are available now. The Tucko cars and some of the actual brick-built cars, they're harder to pick up, but they're not bad. I can't believe I missed that. They're actual like builds of Hot Wheels cars. That's crazy. Anyway, before I get too distracted, that will be all for today. I've now got to sort this out into my drawers. Wonder how long that will take. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.